Now, you like another defensive lineman from Wisconsin. You've written an article about Nick Herbig. Tell me what you like about him, what you think of Herbig.
Well, I wrote about he was as we'll talk about my four-pick mock draft later on in the show, but he was my guy at pick number 74 for the Browns. He's a very interesting player to me. He's kind of a hybrid type, not quite, maybe more so like very different than what Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah was. Owusu-Koramoah was a linebacker safety hybrid. Herbig is kind of a linebacker edge hybrid. And what I think hurts him going into the draft cycle is no one's sure what positions he's going to play. You know, he played at 228 pounds at Wisconsin, was kind of a 3-4 outside linebacker, you know, as an edge rusher type, had tremendous production. I think it was like 20 sacks, 30 tackles for loss in his last 2 seasons at Wisconsin. So he put up very good numbers there. Actually, last season, 11 sacks, 15 and a half tackles for loss. So he's productive. He's athletic. I think that the question, again, comes down to what position you would play in the NFL. And I think it helped him from a Browns perspective. I think that he weighed in at 240 pounds at the NFL Combine. And we saw, you know, with Obo Okoronkwo, he's 253 pounds. So that the Browns don't necessarily need a bigger defensive end to play in what you would assume, because of Jim Schwartz as a defensive coordinator, is a wide 9 style where, you know, speed and bend are probably more important than power. And that's why I think if the Browns might be more inclined to take Herbig than most teams, because that's more of a role that he could possibly fill. I know there's talk about, you know, maybe he's an off-ball linebacker, but I think right now his skills best served, you know, being an edge rusher. It's a question of, you know, whether, you know, those people who do sports science and can chart projections as far as personal physical growth go, can he get in the 250s? And then when I looked at his physical profile, another name stood out to me, and that's Hassan Reddick. And this is my disclaimer right now. I am not saying Nick Herbig will be as good as Hassan Reddick. I don't want anybody to get that notion that that's what I'm saying, but like, in terms of his physical profile, there's similarities there. I mean, I was looking at Hassan Reddick's numbers. He struggled the first 3 years of his career as far as like putting up productive numbers because he was playing off ball. The Cardinals moved into the defensive front, and he's only about 235 pounds. The Cardinals, Panthers, and Eagles have had him as a defensive end at 235 pounds, 240 each of the last 3 seasons. All 3 seasons, double-digit sacks. So you don't necessarily need to be 260, 270 pounds to be a defensive end. You just need to have those moves. You need to have that quickness. And I think Nick Herbig has a lot of those tools to be an impactful pass rusher. Even if day one in Cleveland, he's basically a sub-package guy or a guy you rotate in while you get him used to NFL speed and playing against NFL tackles.
Okay, so Tim says Herbig is next to Hassan Reddick. Okay, got it. All right.